Hey guys, what's up? And welcome to another episode of Brew and Build. We are back finally. I know it's been about 2 weeks now. Sorry for no video last week. Just kind of wanted to take a break. Also, had just been busy and I don't know. I've not been that inspired to play Minecraft, honestly. And so I've done some work here, but I really have been trying to focus on not playing too much Minecraft. Just because it's not like when you're burnt out a little bit, then it's good to step away so that you don't get like totally burned out. But I am back now. I feel a little bit better about playing and stuff. I have some ideas ready to get started on the portal. That's what we're going to be doing today. But I have some things to show you. So right here, as you can see, firstly, I've been working on the layout of this, like how it's going to be tiering and stuff here. And so we've got beginnings of a road portion here that's going to stretch down right along here, I think. And we're going to have maybe some stuff going right here. I don't really know what we're going to do right here. This may be some dock areas sticking out. I think that could be a good thing. Some like wooden docks that stick down right here. And then maybe a bridge that can go across, like a docked bridge that goes across to here. Maybe that'll be some form of control tower or something, because this is going to be seeing a lot of traffic from airship type of things. So this is what I've been doing, or what I've done in the past 2 weeks. So I've made this roadway. I also made this little garden area next to this. I decided, you know what, let's keep this. I think this is kind of a cool little build. Doesn't fit the style or anything, but I think it's cool. So I made a little garden area with a little bit of a wheelbarrow filled with like mulch or something like that. Some flowers and all that stuff. Tiered up flowers as well. I think it looks good. Just wanted to add a little bit of greenery here because this area was all just like stone and gravel and it was kind of boring. Now, this is a road that I've been figuring out. It goes up this way. I decided to make it so it wraps up here instead of going along the ground here. I think this is a bit more interesting. And so there's just a little peel off area right here that you can get up onto the road. And then we're going to have this road kind of fizzle out and turn into a dirt path that goes to right here to this house. And then, yeah. Oh, in this area, this is new. I decided to go ahead and add some stuff on the sides here. And so this is kind of like a outdoor leather working area. This is where like leather would be drying. Obviously, I need one more. I ran out of leather by one. So I need one more leather to be able to fix this up. But this is kind of like a leather dyeing area. So this is, imagine it's like I don't know exactly how a smoker of some sort, but I know this is not the exact process for it. It's just kind of what my imagination made. Been adding some various different plants and stuff here. I know the leaves were here, but been tossing in some potted plants with poppies because I think it makes them look almost like rose bushes. And my bed is over here. Makes it look almost like rose bushes, and I like it. I think it looks very nice. It adds a bit of flair. As you can see, I did it up there too. I actually did this entire portion you haven't even seen. I made a stick out bit, a little roof, or not roof, but like an entire separate room or building that sticks out. And while it's a little interesting, I think it looks pretty good. If we can get up here and we can take a look at it, I think it looks pretty good. It makes the tower a little bit more interesting, adds a little bit more flair. And so there it is. Oh, and we are playing in Optifine. What I learned, I talked with a few people on Twitter, and what I learned was that right now Optifine is a little bit sketchy around oceans, and the steampunk city is, well, it's one big ocean. So yeah, we're not going to be building there while we have this buggy version of Optifine, but over here it's not that bad. The ocean chunks take a while to load in, but nothing else really does. So it's really not too terrible. But I think that looks pretty good. On the other side, we have also gotten another stick out portion of this. It's kind of like let's see, do I have any rockets on me? I do not. Let me go get rockets. All right, well, bad news. We don't have any rockets at all. Apparently I've run out of rockets without realizing it. So we're stranded over here, but that's okay. I've been actually meaning to not use the elytra nearly as much while we're over here on land. I really try and use the elytra only around the steampunk city. because it is. I don't know. It's not that I think it's cheaty or anything like that. It's just that you just don't experience the world the way that you used to. And I thought that it would be a nice thing to incorporate a little bit less of the elytra. Also, look at this area. I think it looks so good. I think it looks so good. I really like it. So here's a good vantage point for being able to see a little bit of the tower area add-on. There's a little porch right there. And essentially what I did was I made very similar stickouts on this side of the building and on the other side. And then I kind of drew a diagonal and connected them. So it is like a little bit bigger of a room than just two jut outs. And I think it looks good overall. It's a little interesting, but it makes the tower a little bit more interesting and less boring. And I think that's kind of the main thing that I wanted to get from it, because I just wasn't. I mean, we left the episode and I wasn't terribly happy with it. I'll show you the inside as well. Nothing really has changed too much on the inside. I haven't done an interior quite yet, and I obviously still need to do a roof there. But I did make a staircase that goes all the way up. And this is the area now. It's just a little bit bigger. And so it's just, I don't know. I think it's kind of nice. But I'm going to make a roof that's like right there so that you don't see all the orange and stuff. I think that'll be good. And you've got a cool little patio type of thing. Not patio, porch, whatever this is, balcony, that's what it's called. And you can kind of view out this way. So I think it looks good. I like it. It's a little different, but I don't know. I think it looks good. So today what we're doing is we're going to be tackling the first stage of the gigantic portal, because it's going to be pretty gargantuan. Now, you also saw at the beginning I was laying down some blue concrete. I'm also going to do some planning for this town. I'm not really sure how big I want to make it, because I could make it actually really big. I've got a couple ideas as to how to make it really big and be pretty cool. But I don't know how big I actually want to make this area, because I really love this style. I really love building on land again. It's pretty nice, not having to build platforms and stuff. And I'm sure that you guys get a little bit bored when I'm over at the Steampunk City all the time. So I want to do some projects in between that we can come back to that are also relatively large, that we can like come back to and like go over there for a few episodes, come over here and do some stuff. So I've been thinking we could stick to just this upper area for the town and just make it pretty condensed. Main issue there is this does not allow for much in the ways of building. Honestly, this takes up quite a bit of space. So this may be where the bigger buildings are. And then I was thinking that entire island over there is kind of like a peninsula where all that spruce is. And we could make a town there. So if I had elytra, I would show you, but I don't, so I'm not going to be able to show you. As you can also tell from the top right, we do have beacon stuff going, and that is what we're going to be dealing with today. For the most of today is going to be this stuff. I may show you some progress if I'd have some on the planning, but what I want to do is really get the Nether portal squared away in terms of where it's laid out, because I've done some thinking and planning, as you can see with blue concrete there. Been thinking of where this is going to be positioned and how deep in the mountain we're going to have to dig, because it's going to be like, it's not the perfect mountain. It's a great setup, but it's not the perfect mountain. So as you can see right where that back one is, that's how far we have to dig and flatten this wall out and this wall out. This one's the biggest one, but this is how wide the portal is. There's going to be like it's going to be a 23 by 23 portal, or they may end up being a little bit more rectangular and doing a few extras of them, but 23 wide. And then they're also going to be, there's going to be like 5 of them stacked up. So it's a really tall portal. It's taller than this mountain actually is, but not too much taller. This is just a good framing backdrop, and then we can kind of terraform the other side of the mountain. But what we're going to get into now is I'm going to actually try and get my camera account back up and running, and we're going to try and do a time lapse of the setup of this, and then kind of discuss it a little bit, and then do another time lapse probably of the actual like portal building, so you'll get a good idea as to how big this actually is. So without further ado, let's, I guess, jump into a time lapse. All right, so that is part of the project done. Reason we flattened this out is to just basically give a nice flat space to work with because of the nature of the build. I thought it would be easier to just work with a flat surface rather than trying to build around the mountain itself. And we'll build the mountain up a bit more around the parts that we can, but this marker right here shows just how big in terms of width the portal is going to be. And so my theory or my thought on this is that maybe the Steampunk City saw this as a great canvas to be able to build this project. And that's why they chose this area. And they themselves have flattened up the mountainside so that they could use it for whatever they were going to do. And so I thought that was a good way to kind of go about it. Now, one of the things that is going to be interesting, one of the things that's going to be a little interesting is we're going to have to do some terraforming in the center eventually because portals have to be square or rectangular or what have you. So I can't make a portal that actually fits the shape of this, and it actually extends taller than this mountain. So my theory and idea is to build up the portal. We're about to jump into another time lapse to build up the portal frames themselves, and then eventually terraform the mountain on the backside to essentially fit and be kind of like this. What used to be a big mountain that came to a sheer drop, and on the other side is still like natural mountain. Because I want to have plenty of space. So if we go on the other side here, you can kind of see it already did what I was saying, was it's like mountainous on this side, and it was pretty flat on the other side. So what I want to do is build this up here, and then this all can be hollow and show the nether that's on the other side, like trying to simulate the nether that we are going to be going through too. And I think that could be really cool. It's going to be a really big build itself. Like, this is going to take quite some time. But today we're just going to be tackling the framing portion and getting the portal itself set up. And then we may jump into the creative world to take a look at what we're actually going to make. Or I'll just leave you hanging and kind of start doing it a little bit, but I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. Haven't really thought that much about this. But let's go ahead and jump into a time lapse because I don't want to build this portal on camera. And it's actually 3 portals and they are quite tall. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump back in to a time lapse. Well, this is bizarre. The sun is in my house, but there is no sunlight available. I think Optifine's still a little buggy with shaders, or at least these shaders, but oh well. Well, I hope you enjoyed that time lapse. I really liked it. Before we take a look at it, I have some extra stuff that I've been doing off camera. I said I was going to do some planning. That is not what has happened. Also, if just random, oh, there it is. If you were wondering what type of shaders these are, this is Project Luma shaders. And they are probably one of my favorite shaders. I actually got introduced to them by, I want to say Waffle Stick actually introduced them to me, or I noticed that he was using them, and I really loved it. It's not like crazy overpowering shaders. They're pretty vibrant and bright and it just feels a little bit more Minecrafty to me. But as you can see, I've been doing some work here, and I revamped our melon and pumpkin farm. Actually, this used to be just a pumpkin farm, and now it is a melon pumpkin farm. Basically, what I did, I saw one of your comments. I cannot, for the life of me, remember who, and I'm sorry about that. But I have implemented what you mentioned, alternating rows with pumpkins and melons to get better drop rates for the pumpkins, and also then getting melons out of this. And so, yeah, that's really, really cool. I'm super thankful because I actually need melons for the Nether portal design that we're going to do next episode. So this has been cranking away quite a bit, and we already have a lot of pumpkin here, a good amount of melon. This actually is not the proper amount, and I went ahead and filled out all of these just so they stay organized. And it's going to be good. I'm going to have some back storage here, just haven't built it out yet. But this is just temporary. It was getting pretty full. It was just a single double chest sort of thing right there and there. And so I revamped it. And any extra we can just compost if we really, really want to. But I think what this area is going to also have is villager trading. Just do some like farmer trading to get our emerald supplies up. I think that could be really cool. But I wanted to make it a little bit more interesting. And so I made the outside kind of this like oval shape, and it's got all melons on the outside here. And I think it looks super, super cool. And it looks really cool from the air as well. So let's go ahead here, and you're going to see that anyways. We'll take a closer look, but let's get up in the air just a little bit. And there we go. See, that's what it looks like from above. Kind of almost looks like a melon arena. And if you see any graphical issues with the shaders, I think it's just Optifine. I don't know if it's actually the shaders. But who knows? I just wanted to bring you in with shaders because I think they're kind of fun. I like using them. But this is what we did in the time lapse. As you can see, it's quite big. And I've actually done a little bit more work. So this is how big it's actually going to be. There's not going to be any other portal on top or anything like that. This is plenty big. And the reason it's so big is so that we can have flying ships go through. You're going to have to make, I love the water in these shaders. It looks so good. But you're going to have to, kind of suspend your belief a little bit and ignore this and this and this. It's supposed to be like it's one big giant nether portal, but we can't do that in Minecraft. So this is as good as it's gonna get. But this is how big it actually is. That looks pretty gargantuan, and you just wait until we actually get the design on. I think you guys are gonna absolutely love what this looks like when we actually get the design on there. I've already laid out a little bit of how to start just because it is a little bit precise and needs to be at least a little accurate so I don't just get all the way to the top and realize I messed up. Something I did do here is I have lined this with nether brick and made this sort of like a little U that goes down. And what it's supposed to be is as if like the idea is that boats, the flying boats, should be able to come down and get into the water and come through here. And then we may have some sort of mechanism. This may extend out just a little bit more. And we may have a mechanism of some sort that makes it look like this is almost like painting on the Nether flammable materials, not flammable materials, inflammable, that's the word. And so the boats on the other side in the Nether portal are going to be made out of all the different planks from the new mushrooms and stuff. And so I think that is going to be how we sort of make it so that our stuff is not flammable in the Nether. I think it's kind of cool. It's like this is coating it and making it heat resistant is the idea. So it does go down a little ways. And so we will have water that butts up right against it. We're going to build like half a ship poking out in the middle of transfer here. And then it's going to be on the other side as well, coming out. And it's going to be like fully coated in this stuff. And I think it's going to be really, really cool. At least the hull is. Unfortunately, guys, I think that is going to have to do it for this episode. It's actually been a good amount of work, and I don't want to push into the design aesthetic because that is going to probably be just a full-on episode in its entirety because this is quite a big build, as you can see. And honestly, we're probably just going to get the framework stuff built up. And so, yeah, I just wanted to set this up, get it going, and get back into the swing of things. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. I hope you have enjoyed the builds and that you enjoyed the time lapse. Let me know if you like the time lapse. I'm considering doing that more often now that I have access. I couldn't remember the password to my camera account, so I haven't done anything with the camera account for a while because of that. So just let me know if you like that down in the comments below. Let me know what your thoughts are on the size of this portal, if you think it's quite big enough or if we should go bigger. I probably don't want to go bigger, but who knows? If you guys want it, maybe we'll do it. But that's going to do it for this episode, guys. If you liked the video, leave a like in real life, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.